YouTube for local business. Hiya, Adam Payne here with the Video Marketing Insider, and in this short video I'm going to show you the correct way to use YouTube to drive more sales, leads and phone calls for your local business. Whether it's your own business or it's one of your clients, doesn't really matter. Now the thing is, when it comes to YouTube, so many people do it wrong. They want to get more people in the front door, they want to get more phone calls for their plumbing business, for their hairdressers, for their restaurants and all of that other stuff. And they teach people to get their videos ranked on YouTube. Well, let's think about this and heading over to YouTube. I've typed in a keyword phrase, emergency plumber Cambridge. Now it could be any local business and it could be any geographic location in the world. Who do you know that comes to YouTube to look for a plumber, to look for a dentist? And almost nobody. And this is shown by the amount of traffic that a lot of videos get. I mean, ranking number one's great, but look at this. We've got 3 views in 4 years. We've got 1 view in 3 years. We've got 55 views in 9 years. So these videos aren't getting any traffic because no one's on YouTube looking for an emergency plumber. No one's on YouTube looking for a dentist or a lawyer. What they are doing, if they want one of these things, is they're using Google. So let's go to Google. If we type in the same phrase, emergency plumber Cambridge, and again it could be any town, what do we see here? We see an ad. We scroll down, we see some GMBs, we see some websites, Yelp, some other websites. We don't see a video. Let's go to page 2. We might see a video on page 2, but I doubt it. We've got a bunch of ads. We've got more websites here. Now, depending on the location, depending on the kind of business, you might find a video, but it's very rare that a video is on page 1 of Google. Now, if you're on page 1 of Google, that's great, because that's where you want to be. If you're ranking on top of YouTube, no one cares. So you're probably thinking, well, we can't use YouTube to get more clients for our local business. And this is where you are wrong. YouTube is incredibly powerful, but we need to venture into the world of YouTube ads. So I'm going to head on over to the Google Ads interface and show you exactly how you can target your prospects using YouTube. See you in a sec. Okay, so here we are over inside of our Google Ads interface, and what we need to do is we need to create what's called a custom audience. And we're going to create an audience of people that have been searching for specific terms on Google, and then we're going to target them on YouTube. So of course you do need a Google Ads account. So assuming you have one, you want to come into your audience manager like I am here, and if you can't locate it, you click on the wrench once, and then you come down here to shared library and audience manager, and you'll be able to find this. You then make sure you're in custom audiences and not remarketing, hit the blue plus button, and it brings up this. So this works for any local business. So let's just pretend we're doing plumbers. So I'm just going to call this audience plumber. And we want to come down to this second option here, people who search for any of these terms on Google. And as we start typing things in, this is going to grow. Now right now I've got it set up as the United States and targeting the English language, but you can click on this and you could remove the US and you could put the UK, whatever it is. But to be perfectly honest, it doesn't matter too much, because when we actually go into our Google Ads, we can really get granular with the geographic targeting. So for example, if I want a plumber and I want a plumber now, I'm probably going to type in something like emergency plumber near me. So let's start typing that in, emergency plumber, and you know, Google will populate these ideas. So emergency plumber service near me. Okay, 24-hour plumbing service near me. And you want to just basically go through and click a bunch of these things. And if you are in the plumbing business or you've got clients, you should really know the kind of phrases that people are typing in. And you can see already now it's built an audience which is going to give us an approximate 10 to 50 million impressions. Now that's going to go down. An impression basically means 1,000 times our ad is shown, but this is the US. When we actually do it real, we're going to go down, down, down. We might go from the US to California to San Diego and even a specific zip code. We might go very granular. So the number's going to go down, but that's fine. So again, let's just put a few more of these in. We've got 24-hour plumber around me, this one. We can put, we don't want repair, we want near me. And don't just go through and click all of them that pop up, because a few of them won't be exact. You may not want heating. For example, you may not want cheap. Okay, well actually you probably would want cheap if you're a customer, wouldn't you? So you put cheap in, this one, this one. Let's just put a bunch of these in. Okay, so now it hasn't changed that much, but we can see that the majority of people that are searching for these are male. So we've got a 70% male audience. The most popular age is 45 to 54, but if we drop this down, we can see that, 18 to 24, they're not really looking for a plumber. So we've got pretty much age 25 to 64 male. So once we're ready, we're going to hit save audience. Let's hit save. And that's going to take a couple of seconds to save. And then we're going to have to go and create our campaign. So I'll see you in 2 secs and show you how to set this up. Okay, so here we are ready to set up our YouTube ads campaign. Now, you're presented with a bunch of different options, which may seem overwhelming. And the natural thought is to think, well, I want more leads, I want more sales, I want more traffic, so I'll click on one of those. That's fine if you've got a lot of conversions in your account, but if you're new, and I presume you are because you're watching this video, then you want to choose either website traffic or create a campaign without a goals guidance, because that'll give you more options and you can play around with a lot of stuff. And as you're new, it's just going to work better. So let's click on this one. We're going to click on video because we're doing YouTube ads, and we're going to leave this as is, and we're going to click on continue. Now, this video is not about going through every single step of setting up a YouTube ad. I've got many other tutorials which are going to cover all these things. So I'm just going to cover the most important things when it comes to this kind of YouTube ad for local businesses. Let's just wait for this to open. Okay, so I need to go fairly quickly through this part, otherwise we'll just get too deep into this stuff, and I have got other videos which go through all of the different parts in detail. But for now, we'll give our campaign a name, so I'll call it Plumber. We'll leave the bid strategy as is. This is cost per view. Now remember, a view is every time somebody views your video. Now a view is construed as 30 seconds or more of your entire video ad. So if your whole YouTube video ad is 2 minutes and somebody watches 29 seconds and then skips and thinks, I'm not interested, you don't pay a penny. You only pay when somebody watches 30 seconds or more, or the entire video, whichever comes first. So the campaign total, I would actually switch to a daily total, and this is how much you can afford to spend on a daily basis. Now, of course, the more you can spend, the quicker you'll get data in. That doesn't mean to say that your ad will be successful, because that's dependent on a variety of different things. But for argument's sake, let's just put $10 per day. We'll scroll down. Now, what we'll do is we'll uncheck the display network. We don't want to have our videos shown on third-party websites. The traffic's generally very bad. Now, if I'm just going to get rid of all this stuff here, I've got Japan by default because I'm based in Japan, but you would basically go in here, and this is where you would put your specific area. So you might have a plumber, you might have a window cleaning service, you might run a restaurant, it depends. So let's just say, for argument's sake, that you're in San Diego in the US. Now, I don't know San Diego that well. You may put in a specific zip code, but I'll go and target San Diego. Now, what I can also do is I can go into advanced search, and I've got San Diego here, but I can also click radius, and I could go anybody within, let's say, a 5 kilometer radius, or a 10 kilometer, let's go 10 kilometer radius. And then what that will do is that will get a little bit granular, a little bit more granular. Now I'm going to put San Diego up here actually. San Diego. So put target here. And that's going to put anywhere within a 10 kilometer radius of that. So I'm actually going to get rid of this original San Diego one and just do this. Now this is of course going to mean the amount of people that can potentially watch your video ad is much, much smaller, because you're only targeting people in this area. You're not targeting a whole country, because it wouldn't make sense to target a whole country for a local business. But let's hit save. Language is common sense, but I choose English by default. Now, there are a bunch of things in here I'm not going to go through, purely because it's just too granular, but I will open up this additional settings, and I'm going to click on devices and set specific targeting. I think when you're getting started, turn off TV screens and tablets and leave it at mobile and desktop computers, because they tend to work the best, and that's where most traffic is. Again, we'll leave everything else as is. Now, for our demographics, remember when we saw it before, we saw that most people were male, 70%. So again, we could uncheck female, we could uncheck this age range and leave everything else as is. Unknown just refers to people that Google doesn't know who they are. Are they male, female, what age are they? People who are often on YouTube and Google surfing stuff and they're not logged into any account, so we don't really know who they are. Again, we'll come down. Now this is where we actually choose the audience that we had created. So we're going to click on audiences, and there's a few little steps to locate it, but presuming you've actually created it already and you've saved the audience, it should be here. Let me click on browse for now. So you get all these different options if you click on browse, and we want to find our custom audiences. So these are here at the bottom, you see here. So if we click on this, we've got plumber, so we can click on that, and that's going to put plumber over here. So anybody that's been searching for any of those search terms, emergency plumber, plumber near me, blah, 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 and fits our demographic profile, they're men, they're not aged between 18 to 24, and they are within a specific radius of that San Diego location that we chose, that is going to be our audience. Now you can see it's gone way, way down, but it's very targeted. Now what we're going to do is we are then going to reach these people while they're on YouTube. So we close this off, and we're going to come down here. This is where you'd paste your YouTube video into. This would be a video which basically advertises your or your customer's plumbing business in this case, but it could be a restaurant or anything else. You can get stock footage, you can put some stock footage together, you can do a little tour of the local business, you could be on camera speaking, you don't have to be, you'd probably have a call to action with a phone number, tell people to take a specific action. Of course, the video itself is imperative. Now, I don't have a video for a plumbing company in San Diego, so I'm going to pause this video and just grab a random video from YouTube. So 2 secs. Okay, so I'm going to go and paste the video here. It's got nothing to do with plumbing. It's one of the channels that my daughter and I watch together. It's this crazy guy in the States that gets all these insect bites, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty educational for kids, and they love it. We're going to click this in-stream ad. These are the ads that appear before videos that somebody had wanted to watch. And then we'll give a bid. So YouTube works as like an auction. So basically, if you bid high, you've got more chance of your ad being shown than your rivals who may be bidding lower than you, and of course vice versa. So I always advocate to people, budget low within your means, but bid high so that your ad potentially gets shown. So again, it's all niche dependent, but let me just put 10 cents per view as an example. Okay, you might not spend your whole budget, try and increase it to 37. Okay, let's do that. Let's put 40 instead, and let's see what that does. Okay, so I'm prepared to spend 40 cents for somebody to view my video. Remember I told you before what a view is. And if I do that, then I'm going to spend most of my budget. I could get between 240 and 630 views on a daily basis. Now, just because I've bid 40 cents doesn't mean I'm going to pay 40 cents. This is the maximum. In reality, I'm probably going to spend anything from between 10 to 20 cents, I would guess. They think here it could be between 12 and 30, but I think it'll probably be under 20. That's my guess. And then all I'd do is I'd come down here, I'd put my website URL in here, so it'd probably be the page of my plumbing business which has my phone number or contact information. So let's just pretend we have a website called plumbing.com /contact. So that is where people are going to end up. We'll switch this to HTTPS. And then for the display URL, we'll just get rid of the ugly bit at the end. It's got to be the same domain string. So if my final URL is plumbing.com /something, then the display URL has to be plumbing.com. It can't be, plumbing101.com, which is a different website. And then what's going to happen is people that have been searching for those search phrases that fit our demographic profile and also are in our geographic profile, they're going to be watching random videos on YouTube. We don't know what they're going to watch. Every person's different. And they're going to be shown our particular ad. And they've been looking for that particular local business recently, so there's a chance that some of them will click through and land on our website. Now, granted, if it's emergency something, they may have already solved their problem. But if they're just looking for dentist near me, plumber near me, tree cutter near me, pest control near me, those are the keywords that you want to focus on, depending on your business. And yes, you're not going to get millions of views and you're not going to get hundreds of thousands of clicks because there's just not the traffic there. But it is going to be really, really targeted. And that's what you want to do. Now, of course, once you start running these ads and they're eligible, you want to come back in and look at the data and make decisions based on the data that is given to you as to any changes that you need to make, because it could be a problem with your campaign setup, it could be a budget issue, it could be the video issue, it could be a website issue that's not getting you the results that you want, but you don't know until you get the data back and you can make decisions. Now, again, there's other things we can do. We can add companion banners and do all this stuff, but that's pretty much the basics of how to target local businesses using YouTube. Stop trying to rank stuff for emergency plumber in specific town. No one's watching on YouTube. People are going to Google, they're searching for stuff, but you can still reach them on YouTube. Hope you enjoyed this video. Went on a bit longer than I'd hoped, but hopefully you got some value from it. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments section below. Please give me a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell notification as well so you get notified of new videos, and I will see you soon. Cheers. Thank you for watching. If you've got any questions or you need more clarification, go and watch the video once more. Over on the right hand side, we have some more trainings and reviews, so go and watch those as well. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you've not done so already, and hit the bell notification. Other than that, ask any questions you've got below, and I'll see you soon.